yesterday, ngayon magkakaroon ng rematch itong dalawang team na to.
Definitely, and it's a different playing field, diba? Best of 3, that's magiging best of 5. It's going to be a test of endurance for both of these teams and a test of adaptation as well. So it's going to be very exciting. I think it's going to be a much different result. I'm not going to say who I think is going to win, but it's probably going to be very, very close as well. It's a best of 5, as we said. So looking at it right now, lower bracket, Archangel versus IPT. So it's going to be very, very intriguing.
Yan, recap lang yung nangyari nga kahapon. Barcy Esports winning a best of 5 against Archangel. It was very, very well played best of 5 from them. Hopefully, para sa match ngayon ng Archangel, makabawi naman sila after that tough loss yesterday.
Definitely. It's going to be very tough. But of course, these two teams know each other very intimately. That's why the series, the best of 3 that we saw, was quite close at some points. These two teams, they more intimately know each other's strategies, picks, each other's players, as they are sister teams. So it's going to be quite a match, I think we're gonna see here.
Yeah, para dun sa mga ngayon lang nanonood, itong Archangel na to, it's actually the players. Most of their players actually are from Team Manila Eagles, one of the most popular teams. Nag-rebrand na sila into Archangel, and looking at both rosters, for sure magkakilala na itong mga to, having that history in the PGS. So ayun nga, yung fact na alam nila yung laro ng isa't isa could be a factor laban dito sa best of 5.
It is going to be, as I said, quite a match, but looking at everything here, it's all going to lead up to something very, very big. It's so important, and these teams, they do not want to lose at all, because this is just a stepping stone to much greater heights for them.
Yan, binanggit mo kung saan nga papunta itong mga matches na to. This is the Globe Manila Conquerors Promotional Tournament. Right now, 3 teams have qualified para dun sa national qualifiers, Mineski TNC at Barcy Esports. Malalaman natin ngayon sino ang sasama sa tatlong team na yon. It will be either Imperium Pro Team or Archangel.
Man, that has got to be so much pressure on them right now, because that one slot is it's either Archangel or IPT. So it's got to get some nerve on that. Yeah, definitely.
Gusto ko makita yung kung gusto, makikita natin dito sino talaga yung may gusto, kasi Conquerors, it will lead to a possible spot in World. So that's a massive opportunity, especially for our region.
And looking at it performance-wise, everyone wants to, as I said, reach greater heights, and this is just going to be a lot of training. A lot of these experiences will lead to playing a lot better in the international scene. But of course, here they have to survive in these murky waters.
Yeah, yun nga, tatlong araw ko na nakikita naglalaro itong mga teams na to. Because I've been, but yeah, I'm very interested to see kung ano yung adjustments sa dadalhin ng Archangel pagdating natin sa pick and ban phase.
It is going to be a best of 5, as we said, in this kind of important match. So they have to really crunch their minds here, trying to get the really good drafts, as well as trying to execute their strategies and tactics here.
Yeah, gusto ko yung ban ng Shinzao dito ng Archangel. Shinzao, one of the strongest junglers as of this moment, alongside Graves, because junglers in this patch specifically, gusto nila kaya nila makipaglaban early, and Shinzao is one of those. Mukhang daming tinatanggal na junglers dito ng Imperium Pro Team. Actually, 3 jungle bans targeted all at Rox. So pinipitch nila yung champion pool neto ni Rox. And if you think about it, Rox did not play as a jungler during the previous PGS split, so this might be a smart move by them. Pero looking at the bans that Archangel did go through, normally makakita tayo ng Kaisa on red side, but now Imperium Pro Team have selected Kaisa as their AD carry.
Archangel definitely put that out for IPT to pick up very deliberately. Let's see how they respond to this. Archangel picks up the Rakan. They could be picking up another strong jungler here. Graves, it was not banned in the first rotation, so very good on them to pick that up. IPT, they might be going for Dr. Mundo.
Yeah, and looking at yung lock-ins ng Archangel dito, gusto ko yung na-pick up nila yung Graves, and they paired it with something that sets him up to deal his damage to Rakan for that engage. But speaking of engage, Imperium Pro Team will be locking in the Prom here, adding so much more CC and utility in that front line for the Kaisa.
As for Archangel, they are going to lock in their Kog'Maw here, so not a lot of information given. They just lock in that hypercarry in the bot lane, so that completes that side of the map for them. As for IPT, They will be banning out the Swain here. As for Archangel, still a lot of jungle bans here total across these two teams, as well as banning out the Vladimir here.
Yeah, gusto ko yung Vladimir ban targeted at Light. Light can play this champion really, really well. And what Vladimir does really good is kaya niya mag-access dun sa backline. And looking at Archangel's backline, they want to keep that Kog'Maw protected. So banning away the Vladimir and the Olaf means that there are less threats onto this Kog'Maw. Ngayon, Zoe yung hinahover ng IPT. It is locked in. It will be the matchup brought into Trevor's Galio.
It's going to be interesting if they lock in this Udyr. And up against that Galio, Zoe does do pretty decently.
Will they lock this in? I don't think they're gonna lock it in.
I mean, okay, so it's gonna be the Kha'Zix. It is much more consistent. Ooh, oh my god. It is gonna be the Udyr.
So, Udyr locked in here for Imperium Pro Team. A jungler that we don't see that much
definitely not
in competitive play. So, definitely something of a trick under IPT sleeves. Archangel will be locking the Fiora for the top lane. Gonna shred through the tank line na dadali ng Imperium Pro Team dito. But man, Udyr yung nilock in nila. I'm really interested to see kung paano to pan out once nag-start na yung game. Kasi this is very uncommon from IPT.
Is quite popular amongst a few people in solo queue, but he does have that fighting potential in the early game that could be what he's looking for. He just has to worry a lot about actually getting near these champions that Archangel has picked up.
Yeah, pero kung iisipin mo paano tayo umabot dito sa Udyr pick na to, sobrang daming junglers na naban during the entire banning phase. Really. Just a lot of things targeted at both junglers, attacking their pools. And looking at the draft of IPT, I think yung challenge nila dito is trying to get to the backline of Archangel. Paano nila madadaanan itong Galio ni Trevor, yung support nito, para maabutan si Zencho on this Kog'Maw. Kasi if they just constantly run at Archangel, kayang-kaya silang wasakin ng Kog'Maw tsaka ng Fiora.
This was one of the problems IPT faced in their best-of-3 match against Archangel, where one game they couldn't get close because they didn't have any reliable engage. Shadow here could potentially be an engage tool, but he is on that Braum. It's much harder to get an engage. But let's see how all that pans out here in this Game 1 of this best-of-5 series for the National Qualifier spot between Imperium Pro Team on the blue side and Archangel on the red side.
Yeah, makikita natin yung rematch na to, Atlas. Nung simula ng tournament, nakita natin pinabagsak ng Archangel sa lower bracket itong Imperium Pro Team, but they fought back. And ngayon makikita natin kung makukuha ba nila yung revenge nila. Pero syempre, best of 5 nga tong series na to, diba? The first game, usually, dito sila magpapakaramdaman. Aalamin nila kung ano yung strategies na dadalhin. And as you move on, dun kayo mag-a-adjust. So, this is a very important first game.
Yeah, it sets up the red carpet for the rest of the match. Definitely Game 1, very, very crucial. And because of this, it seems like these two teams, they don't want to take any big risks just yet in this stage of the game, this early in the game. However, it seems like Zensho and Kups might be going for some scouting in the bot side.
This is something pretty common that we've seen. Sort of a cheese strategy. Tingnan natin though, kung mag-face check si Shadow at saka si Marky dito, you still have to respect the fact that Braum is a pretty strong champion, level 1.
Yeah.
Can easily lock down one of your members, but maybe the turnaround is kapag naunahan nyo sila. We just have to wait and see.
That's going to be basically the crux of how that ends up. Seems like they won't be face-checking here. But it seems like Zensho and Kups have moved into a deeper spot, but they might be just
sobrang
cutting it
talino.
out. Yeah.
Itong bot lane ng IPT. They know something's up. Nakita na nila tong strategy na to. So, they will be avoiding that level 1 threat. Mukhang standard starts lang. Though in the earlier phases, I think Kaisa would have the pushing priority here over the Kog'Maw, having her Q available. Just a bit more wave clear compared to Zensho's Kog'Maw.
And to just add to that, Shadow does have the minion dematerializer. So they're really going for getting the priority in this lane by just pushing Zensho and Kups in.
Yeah, and ngayon, Atlas, kung isa-set natin yung expectations dito para sa Archangel, meron silang Fiora dito sa top lane na nakikita natin. They want to get this Fiora ahead. Already level 2, bullying MJ out of the minion wave. And going back, diba, gusto nila lumamang itong Fiora because Fiora is a massive split push threat. Kapag lumamang ito, IPT will have to invest a lot of members para lang pigilan siya from pushing down their towers.
This is going to be very difficult if Ivalice actually gets ahead here. Let's see how Rox and Hate play around that. As for this mid lane, Light still harassing Trevor a little bit. He does also have that minion dematerializer, so when he needs it, he will have that priority just by having much more push than Trevor does in the long run.
Hate will be secure the Scuttle Crab. Ibigay niya level 3 in. Rox has not cleared his red buff yet. Hate, instead of moving for the invade, is actually looking for a gank mid lane. Tumama yung bubble kaso masyado nang malalim yan para kay
Might
Hate.
be facing Rox here. He's already taken a few shots here. He does have cover from the Raptors. Steals away the big one. It's pretty good here coming from Hate.
Really good steal there. Galing nga dun sa Udyr. So far, it's working out. You haven't seen him get any like big ganks off yet though.
Quite difficult actually. Even with Udyr's like basically auto attack stun, it is still quite hard to get a gap close onto someone like there. Trevor, he got the sleep on him, but it's still very difficult, especially he is on that Galio.
Yeah, and tingin ko sobrang hirap nga naman kung yung gank ano mo, yung gank style mo is tatakbo ka lang diretso sa kanila. Unless they're pushed up super deep into the lane, there's no way that the Udyr can actually get to them.
Actually, the best chance he has could be helping a top lane, but it seems like, oh my lord, Light here is going to be in a little bit of trouble. Flashes away with his Spell Thief. Actually, no, that is his natural flash. It does burn it, and that is one big summer spell.
Gusto ko yung flash ni Light dun to avoid the damage from the Graves Q. I think if he got hit by that, magko-commit lalo yung Archangel, but I'm sure they're pretty happy na wala na yung escape ni Light dito. We might see a return gank in the mid lane kasi kayang-kayang bumalik ni Trevor dyan. You can use the flash taunt to lock the Zoe down, and then you can pick up first blood.
Yeah, there's so much damage here coming from Rox as well. He does have a spare flash in his Spell Thief, but that's not going to last forever. Seems like that will just be the case here. A few pings in this bot side.
Yan, alam mo isang bagay na nagtataka ko bakit di pa natin nakita. Why is it Archangel trying to pressure the Mundo up in the top lane? Try and get Ivalice even more ahead here kasi the Fiora is already winning the 1v1 matchup. Why not try to snowball her out of control? Really try to put the Mundo behind.
Definitely, and right now, naturally, Ivalice is a little bit ahead of MJ. That's around 2 waves worth of minions that he's missing out. However, it really needs that push from Rox to really put MJ in a position where he can't fight back against Ivalice. Seems like that is going to be the case here. But then again, IPT's other laners here, Light and Marky, they're really going for a lot of priority here with a minion dematerializer and constantly pushing reliably. So it's going to be a little bit harder here for Rox to actually try and help out Ivalice without having some cost in the other lanes.
Yeah, and yun yung gustong gawin dito ng bot lane ng IPT. They want to hold down the Kog'Maw. Ayaw nilang hayaan na lang na magka-free farm lane ito si Zencho. So far, hindi pa ganun kalaki yung difference in CS. But kung tumuloy-tuloy ito na yung bot lane nga ng IPT nagkakaroon ng priority, unti-unting lalaki ang lead na hawak ni Marky at the moment. But Hate, I think nakita siya ni Rock. He is half HP though. I don't think gusto niya labanan to.
That's not a good fight you want to
Lugi
take
ka
right
dyan.
there. Even if he gets the jump on the Rocks, that would not have been a good idea because Ivalice has priority here in top side. MJ's getting pushed back really hard here.
Another bubble will land. Parang ganun na lang yung ginagawa pa ulit-ulit ni Trevor. Every time tumama yung bubble, okay, magja-justice punch ako papunta sa tower ko. Will be avoiding majority of the damage. And, you know, it's really good that he has that knowledge in the matchup.
Definitely. And Trevor, he does have that safety just by being a Galio as well against that mage. Light is playing. So he definitely has a little bit of safety, even though that Sleepy Trouble bubble is so much pain coming your way.
Yeah, and you mentioned Trevor on this Galio having that safety. Now he's hit level 6, and this is a massive spike. Hindi lang para kay Galio, but for the entire team of Archangel. Now they have that threat of that semi-global. The Galio can always assist his teammates basta makakagalaw siya palabas ng lane.
All-ins are going to be much more dangerous because Marky and Shadow, they definitely want to get a little bit of a fight here to get Marky ahead, if possible, coming from Hate. But with that teleport from Trevor as well as the hero's entrance, that is going to be quite difficult.
Medyo mabagal tong early game na to, Alex. Wala pa tayo nakikitang first blood. Malapit na mag 8 minutes into this game. So far, isang gank pa lang yung nakikita kong nag-succeed. It was a flash burn. Walang namatay doon. And I think the longer this game goes, the more it favors the lineup of Archangel. Kasi maganda yung scaling nila yan. They have the Kog'Maw, they have the Graves, they have the Fiora. But you have to note, meron ding insurance sa late game. Itong IPT, they have the Kaisa, which is such a good champ towards the late game. But
Ooh, Light might get taunted here. Can they actually follow up with something bigger? Lots of damage coming from the Winds of War. Seems like Rox cannot really follow up there.
yun lang yun. Matutot lang siya. Alis din siya. Halos walang nangyari sa mid lane. Not much value taken from him. Gaya na sinabi ko, unless they were able to punish the flash of Zoe. Zoe is a champion. Wala siyang escapes na built-in eh. Malapit na mag-cooldown yung flash niya, but we haven't seen Rox get that gank off in the mid lane. Yan si Coops.
It's not really going to amount to much here. At least a little bit of information. Rox is in the top side. Could go for something against MJ. He's been surviving pretty well considering everything in this matchup.
That is an okay deficit to be under considering it's Fiora into a tank that is melee. Kasi eventually, the Fiora will just go out of control na hindi na siya kayang i-contain.
He wants to try and protect his territory here, but Rox already gets what he wanted.
So far, pretty passive early game dito, Atlas. Yeah. This is not what I expected considering nung una sila naglaban, they were pretty aggressive when facing each other. Pero mukhang for this match specifically, they're pretty happy just playing passively, trying to scale, get more items, get more gold, and then wait for the opponent to make a mistake, and dun sila magsisimula lumaban.
Yeah, because in best of 3s, they're substantially shorter, and in best of 5s, you really don't want to commit too much in the very first game. You want to get a little bit a better feel of what the other team's planning, how they're playing for today.
Oh no,
Shadow might be in trouble here. Rox is gonna get caught in here, going in. Shadow gonna try and get out of here, but that is 4 people, gets bursted down by Archangel.
Yeah, yun sa wakas, meron nang nagkamali na huli. Itong si Shadow na nag-ward dun sa river ng Archangel. 4 members right there. We mentioned the follow-up coming from Trevor's Gallia since he hit level 6. Sobrang daming CC. Walang matatalunan para itong unang Shadow. Goes down for first blood. And after that thing, I think Archangel will secure this Mountain Drake for free.
That is going to be very useful. Very well timed gank there onto Shadow as well. Because this means IPT can't really trade for anything else other than a few camps on the top side of Archangel. And that was not forced at all. They just saw an opportunity, they jumped at it, they reaped the rewards.
Yeah, wala pa nakukuha ang value ito, Udyr. Wala pa tayo nakitang matinong gank galing dito sa Udyr ni Hate. So I think, looking back at Pick and Bans, IPT, pinili nilang i-pinch yung jungle pool, but they ended up getting Udyr as their own jungler. So in the end, was it the best decision?
This is very troublesome for Hate. He's under vision, and he's getting beat down by the Rift Herald. He might get pincered here by Ivalice and Rox, as well as Trevor. He is behind the pit here. He has to flash out, but of course he gets taunted. 3 members wailing on him. He gets taken down, and Archangel...
Salamat sa leash.
Yeah, man. And that is just going to be straight up Archangel's IPT Hate. What was he doing? MJ was nowhere near around top side, so Ivalice had complete control of that top lane. Why did he try and start that Rift Herald?
I think that was a bit of a disrespectful move coming from Hate. Alam niya nakita siya sa Scuttle Crab. He wasn't respecting the fact na kayang-kayang dumating ni Rox at ni Trevor dun.
Yeah, especially since Rift Herald, Trevor can just really help out there, especially since Light wasn't really pushing a lot of his advantage in the mid lane.
Yeah, but looking back, you can afford to make a few mistakes like that. Parang ilabas mo na yung mga ganyan na play. Game 1 pa lang naman eh. So they still have a few more games to play around in this best of 5. Kasi yun nga, they are falling behind quite slowly because of the errors they are making.
Yeah, that's 2 big objectives here. Mountain Drake in the early game might not manifest too much when there's not a lot of big tower sieges, but the Rift Herald could set up what Archangel wants, especially that they have that bonus damage against... Ooh, that's painful.
Oh,
he's gonna go in. Yeah, potions is not gonna be enough here. Light, very well played there. Knowing that Rox is squishier than most, he goes for it straight up.
I think nagulat din si Rox sa lakas ng damage na binato sa kanya ni Light. He didn't expect that amount of burst, and Light, recognizing the damage that he can dish out, flashes aggressively to pick up that kill on the Rox. So a bit of revenge right there for ganking him early. I'll just one-shot you dito sa mid lane.
That is going to put him a little bit ahead. He does need that goal. Oh, Koops might be in trouble here. The concussive blows do not actually amount to much. He gets chunked down, but IPT doesn't get much from it.
Yeah, he will use the W from the Rakan to get away. Ngayon though, Hate is looking to try for his first gank
Go
of the
for it.
game. I
Ivan
was
is
just a parry.
Gonna try and run away. Parry not burned yet. Has to flash away. They can't die this with the regeneration that MJ has. Easy clap here coming from MJ and Hate. What are Archangel gonna do to try and mitigate the losses from that?
Yeah, that was really nicely played. Galing dito kay Hate. Inabangan niya, bago siya nag-auto-attack, inaabangan niya kung papari muna itong si Ivalis. He was holding off on it, and the mind games caused Ivalis to stutter step just a bit, and it allowed IPT to get a few more auto attacks onto this Fiora. Mid lane seems to be next under fire.
Yeah, it's not gonna amount to too much damage here. Trevor is playing that Galio, but yeah, that top side fencing 101. Try and bait out your opponent. Here, it's Rocks and Coops gonna try and invade onto this red buff here. They know that Hate is on the other side of the map, but seems like Marky and Shadow are not having it, cutting off any form of escape from the blast cone. Rock still wants this, however. This is going to end up in a 3v3 soon enough. Actually jumping in, Coops into enemy lines. Trevor as well. Hero's entrance in. Shadow is in a big heap of trouble here. Marky has to back off. Light can't do much with Trevor blocking everything in the way here.
Yeah, ayun na naman yung nangyari. Si Shadow na naman yung nahuli with the Rakan and Galio combo. Rakan can instantly get access to the backing end. Ivalis
really want
trying to defend
tower.
this.
Ivalis successfully defends his. Hate and MJ, they have to get away here. That's way too dangerous to try and force.
Pili ko kaya ni Ivalis to kung gusto talaga niya.
Yeah, he's gonna go in actually. Takes down Hate in a flash. MJ is next, flashes away, but he has the launch in a second from now. Double kill goes to Ivalis. IPT getting greedy at all sides of the map here. Light has to flash away as well with a spell feed. Wow.
Yeah, ngayon Rift Herald is summoned in the top lane. Walang tao dun. Galing sa IPT para mag-defend. Makukuha ni Ivalis yung first tower of the game dito.
Oh man, that is huge damage on that turret, especially with a Mountain Drake. Ivalis is going to deal even more damage much more quickly. And this is because IPT, they tried forcing the top side even when Ivalis was already there.
Eh, sabi sa'yo, kaya nga yung 2v1 ng Fiora yun. Sorry. Pinipilit nilang kunin yung tower na yun. Kaso hindi na nirespeto yung fact that Fiora deals a lot of damage and wala silang bawi eh. Tumakbo lang sila doon and Ivalis recognizing na kayang-kaya niya silang labanan.
Yeah, especially in that situation, 2v1, they're bunched up together. Ivalis already had a Hydra at that point, or rather the Tiamat at that point. So that's a lot of damage split between the two of them. There's a lot of disrespect here coming from IPT, not just in top side with that turret, but also just really fighting over that red buff in the bot side, knowing that Trevor did have his hero's entrance.
So, hindi lang from IPT, but from Hate specifically, parang may pinipilit niya masyado itong mga objectives ng una. Yes, it's a good mindset. Yeah, I want to get objectives right. Kaso, you have to respect the fact that Archangel can punish you if you overstep.
Yeah, IPT in this game really needs to know when to fold it. They have to know when to give up these objectives because it's like delayed gratification. They can get that tower later after Ivalis is in a worse position, but there they just force it. Let's see how IPT recovers from that. They want this Mountain Drake as well. Archangel gonna poise for that too. Ivalis and MJ moving to the middle side of the map just to try and get more from that. Shadow.
Di pa rin available yung Galio ni Trevor dito. So if a fight does break out, that's one big cooldown na hindi pa magagamit ng Archangel. I'm pretty sure they're just buying time until maging available yung Galio and then they could go for this.
Yeah, that's around 30 seconds until Hero's entrance is available once again. That's a small window of time that IPT can get this without too much pressure from Trevor, but it seems like they are going to go in. Shadow, Hate once again, gets taken down. It seems like Mark is going to try and DPS him down, but in the meantime, it seems like Rock's already got the dragon. Gets taken down by Marky. Trevor gonna go in with the rest of his team, helping him out. However, Light is taken down. Marky is gonna try and get a little bit more damage here, but Trevor flashes in with a Justice Punch. Marky flashes in turn. Ivalis gonna try and DPS MJ down as they run away, but Marky goes a little bit too close to Ivalis here, setting up the rest of the fight for Zensho to ace them.
Marky, bakit ka dumikit sa harap ni Ivalis doon? He was in range of the Q of the Fiora, tas umabot yung burst damage. Everyone from Archangel instantly going onto Marky's Kaisa the moment that he was in rage.
Yeah, and Kaisa already has such short range for an AD carry, and just careless positioning right there really cost him a lot. It actually goes for the ace there by Archangel.
Yeah, and you know how all of that started out? lugi na yung IPT, sorry, nung nagsimula yung fight na because he stepped too far forward. He's very squishy on this Udyr. Everything was blown onto him. Nakita mo, yung ultimate ni Coops, locking down Udyr, basically does nothing. Doesn't even get the dragon.
Man, and Archangel there, not only did they hold the front in that team fight, they also took down the dragon, as you said, and won an entire fight off of that. Seems like Archangel right now is such a huge lead. 4,000 might not seem like a lot, but it's only 18 minutes in the game, and that's already 2 Drakes and a lot of turrets taken down on their side.
Yan, malaking value yung dalawang Mountain Drake dito sa side ng Archangel because they could look at the Baron. Meron silang combo na Rage Blade. Double Mountain Drake will help them shred through that so quickly. And the split push of the Fiora as well. Pag nakadikit sa tower, itong Fiora ni Ivalice, sobrang bilis babagsak ng mga towers and dahil sa double Mountain Drake.
And he's also building up to that Triforce here, has the Phage already, and the Sheen is going to be big for pushing these turrets as well once his wave gets there. So this is just straight up full-on split push for Ivalice, but if he gets into a fight because he's ahead, and his items are just very good as well, he deals a lot of damage too, so IPT needs to be very careful. They need to respect the damage that Archangel can put out.
Ito na, mag-set up na mag-siege itong Archangel. Try nilang maghanap ng laban dito. If they find the window, meron na yatang flash si Coops. So if somebody, once again, from IPT steps too far forward, Coops can easily engage with this Rakan.
Seems like IPT is giving up his
Hate na naman.
Oh, Hate gonna try and 1v1 Ivalice. He has a head start in the damage here, but Zensho is there to try and get the revenge kill on him. Hate, he can definitely 1v1 Ivalice there.
Very interesting there. You wouldn't think na yung 0-3-1 na Udyr kaya niyang i-solo kill yung Fiora ni Ivalice after what Ivalice has been doing in this game. But knowing na siya yung nauna na maglabas ng damage yun, the Fiora not able to set up and hit her vitals means that he can win the duel against Ivalice.
Yeah, especially building up to his Triforce, has the Blood Razor as well. So just having that plus a head start means that Ivalice loses like what, 1 second of DPS. That's already a lot when Hate is attacking you so fast with his attack speed item.
Yeah, so things will be reset here quite a bit. Since namatay si Ivalice, what it does for IPTs, it buys them a bit more time. They don't have to deal with the split pushing Fiora. Wala na yung threat ni Ivalice na nag-split across the map. Ngayon, Coops, he can dash back if he does choose to. Yeah, pretty safe.
They have to be very careful. So that's a lot of damage. That's going to take him down straight up. IPT has a short window of time here. Coops has been the reason why Archangel has been winning a lot of these fights. The engage that Rakan has does so much for Archangel's advantage here. IPT, without that threat, they can go for a push here in this mid lane.
Alam mo, natatawa ko. Kakasabi ko lang na safe si Coops and then he ate the bubble from life. Tapos once again, nakakuha na naman ng pick-off itong IPT. Meron ng setup kanina yung Archangel, but after those 2 pick-offs, they're giving IPT enough breathing room to reset their vision, try and get control back in this game.
They do have a lot of potential as well. Ivalice is still going to be a huge problem, but Hate going to try and help out his buddy here. MJ's taking a lot of damage from the vitals being hit down, but Hate stuns him. It's not able to parry it. So just another kill here coming for MJ.
Yeah, ibang situation yan. After nung nangyari sa top lane, meron ng Thornmail na bo si MJ. So Fiora's healing will be mitigated quite a bit.
That's actually a very good pickup here for MJ. And now it seems like IPT's playing around more against how Archangel's playing. Since Archangel, they've been punishing IPT hard for their greed. They're going for more safe plays here. That does actually give them substantial leads. Like there, since Ivalice is taken down, IPT has a lot more breathing room, as you said.
Yeah, and this is a very positive thing para sa IPT because they aren't backing down. They were behind, but after a few pickoffs, they are clawing their way back into this game. We've yet to see Archangel find another engage with the Rakan and Galio combo. Hindi pa natin nakitang makahanap sila ng fight. And IPT have been finding pickoffs with some Archangel's members. Ngayon, is a bit of a split up here by IPT. Mark is all the way in the top lane, but he does have teleport, so he can join fights.
It's a very good there. A lot of pressure there on the top side. So it doesn't seem like Archangel's responding to it just yet.
No.
That could be trouble. Light could deal a lot of damage here. Flashes over with his own actual flash. Gets punished for it hard with Zensho.
Yeah, that's greedy from Light.
Very greedy.
Makuha na naman yung one shot on Trox. Pero nandun yung response ng members ng Archangel. They use the engage from Kupsurkan. Zoe, no escapes at all. They also invest the Galio again. Baron na tinitignan ng Archangel. Double Mountain Drake. Trevor can tank this. Now, tanong, will Hate get here in time? He's still in phase.
They immediately jump onto Hate and Shadow here. MJ rather. It seems like they will go straight for the pickoff on Shadow. That means one big engage tool from IPT has been taken away. They can continue dancing around this purple worm here, this Baron. Meanwhile, Ivolis getting a good push onto the bot side. Lots of pressure all around here for Archangel.
Nakita ng Archangel na nasa bot yung Udyr. There's no threat of a smite steal. Ngayon, ang tanong, will IPT find that window where they can actually go for this? Hindi na makuha yung steal for sure since nandito si Rox. They're trying to find the fight. They're trying to turn for this Hate.
They can possibly try and go for this. Hate and MJ right around the corner. They can go straight for the dive. Archangel is around 75% health, half for Trevor, so this does push them away.
Okay, that could have been disastrous for IPT kung pinili ni Hate na mag-stick around sa bot lane para i-match si Ivalis. Baka nakuha ng Archangel yung Baron dun. But the threat of both Marquis, Kaisa, and the Mundo running at them. Galio isn't that tanky yet. He's not building the full-on tank Galio. That's why they need to turn away from that Baron. He will be taken down too low and kayang-kaya silang ubusin ng Marquis if he did get the chance there.
Yeah, even with a numbers advantage there, it's quite tough to fend off both MJ running at you as well as Marky. Now that he has both Yunans and his Ginsu. Has to be very careful. Light could get a one-shot here. So much damage. Has to burn both Flash and the heal.
Yeah, both summoners down on the Kog'Maw. Gonna be easier for IPT to catch him next time around for the next 4 to 5 minutes since we're after summoner spells. Archangel, after those pickoffs, after getting a chance to go for the Baron, they actually don't commit for that objective. So they're actually giving IPT a lot of breathing room here.
And pretty much when IPT wants to fight, now that Zensho has both of his summoners down, he doesn't have any real escapes here. So probably it might be a good idea for Light to get the pickoff there. Maybe even MJ and Hate just going in. Seems like they know where Hate is.
They can't rush this down. It's double mounted. They get a 7-0 2 combo with Ginsu's Rage Spray. This Baron can't go over.
Hate is isolated here. Kubs is running towards him. Cannot get the charm just yet. But it seems like they pushed off the Baron for now.
Kailangan mag-decide ng Archangel dito kasi nawawalan sila ng towers to IPT. They're giving up objectives and they aren't committing.
Ivalis is on his way here. He will be here before MJ does, but they have to be absolutely careful how they play this. Seems like Ivalis is already in mid lane, and that's a signal for IPT to cut.
IPT are playing the Baron dance really well here. Hindi na hinahayaan na kunin ng Archangel to na libre. Kasi at some point, you have to think Archangel has to commit to taking down this Baron because that's how they regain majority of the control back in this game.
Yeah, and slowly IPT is just equalizing the gold here. The Mountain Drake, even if it does have a lot of pressure on the Baron, on the turrets, in an actual fight, it doesn't give any combat stats. So once the goal between IPT and Archangel is thinned down, it's going to be just straight up how they play these team fights, how they play the macro as well when moving around the map. Seems like Trevor here.
Trevor's gonna run down here. This red buff.
He's gonna save a little bit of time here with the stopwatch on Zanya, but it seems like Rox will be able to help him out. Lots of damage from both of them here. Flashes the Justice Punch very well. He's able to take down Trevor, and Hate, he's just gonna run down onto Rox and take him down. Light not being able to take down Coops with his Battlestar, but just being able to use his passive. So much damage. He's dead here. Just gets knocked off for good measure here, coming from Shadow. IPT, man, has equalized the gold, has the control over this Baron pit right now. No smite from Rox. Only Ivalis can try and stop this, but he's stuck bot lane. All he can do is try pressuring this.
Bawing-bawi na yung IPT dito. After this Baron thing, they get a few pickups. Marky plays super aggressive. He knows the limits of his champion. During that fight against both Trevor and Rox, kahit na naton siya, he flashes away from all of the follow-up damage. So good reactions right there for Marky. After that play by him, they're rewarded with the Baron buff. Kanina Archangel yung tumitingin dito sa Baron, they had the tools to take it, but they never committed to actually rushing it down, even though they had the means to.
Yeah, and definitely, that's still showing a lot of respect because IPT could very easily stop a Baron even if Archangel has control. So here, IPT showing their own experience here. These are very experienced players, and even though they had huge fumbles in the early game, they're just getting back with a vengeance here at 27 minutes in the game, and it's really paying off for them. 3,000 gold ahead. That's not a lot at 27 minutes in the game, but definitely just having that decisiveness and going for these fights is definitely good for them.
Yeah, it's a really scary situation for Archangel kasi binanggit natin during the earlier phases of this game. They had to get Ivalis ahead para split push stretch siya, but yeah, they did get him ahead. Lumamang yung Fiora dito for quite a bit kasi a few ganks by Hate just really turn it around for MJ's Mundo in the 1v1 matchup. And MJ is actually ahead in items compared to the Fiora. Tatlong
at
items
this point, have to body block there for Rocks. Seems like Trevor is taking the brunt of the damage here. Have to be very careful. It seems like IPT at this point is picking better fights for them. Earlier, they were making some very, very questionable plays on how they start these fights, but now IPT seems like they're doing a lot better here.
Oh,
However, Hate!
Di niya alam na warded.
Come on, man. They just said you were picking better fights. But seems like here IPT, with a loss of one big source of their DPS, they still have the Baron buff, can still possibly go for the pressure in this mid lane, but wow, that death by Hate there is going to cost them a lot of time.
Yeah, back and forth this game goes. And nakita natin, the moment the team gets a lead, one of their members gets picked off and then the entire setup is just ruined. Kaya pabalik-balik tayo dito. Kanina Archangel yung lumalamang. Na-pick off yung member sila. Nakabawi IPT. Ngayon, namatay na naman si Hate after he face-checked into a bush. Oh no!
Man, that was going to be life.
Paulit-ulit na lang nangyayari to.
What am I watching? It seems like, yeah.
Somebody gets control of the game. Two of their members die. It's ruined. Bawi na kagad yung
But here, Marky's still going to get really ahead. Look at his CS here. 329 at 29 minutes. 30 minutes even. So that's actually very good ratio in terms of CS per minute here. He could be the key here for winning a lot of these fights. But IPT, as I said, they need to stop doing that.
Why are we talking about CS? But it's more important that Archangel have regained control.
Yeah.
After those two pickoffs, nakakuha pa silang tower against a team that has Baron.
Definitely. So that is going to be a huge advantage here for Archangel.
This game, back and forth we go. Alam mong hirap sabihin kung sino yung mananalo dito as the third Mountain Drake. Pretty much gonna go over to the team that already has two.
A ton of objective damage here for Archangel. It's gonna be really painful if they get in range of any of these turrets by IPT.
And not just turrets as well, yung Baron.
Yeah.
Kapag nag-respond na yung objective na yan, maybe this time, since tatlo na yung Mountain Drake nila, magko-commit na tong Archangel into taking that down.
Seems like they have their work cut out for them. Let's see, everyone's back up. They can regroup here, try and see what they can do. Hate gonna try and wait around here. He's just waiting for someone to try and take this wave because he has a lot of 1v1 potential. Even if it's Ivalis, he can take him down very, very quickly if he gets a jump on him.
Okay, everyone from IPT is hovering around this bot side of the map. Wala pang neutral objective na malapit mag-spawn. So the important thing here is setting up your waves. The side lanes need to be pushing in your favor so that the enemy team is pressured to answer it ngayon. Binanggit mo nag-aantay si Hate. Ngayon nagdala na siya ng control ward para sure siya na hindi na warded yung bush. Dinaanan lang siya ni Ivalis dito.
Seems like...
he actually completes his recall. Ayaw niyang i-1v1 yung Fiora.
Yeah, it seems like that's just a little bit of respect here for Ivalis. Hate could potentially try and take him down, but at this point with 3 items, plus the Executioner's Calling as well, will cut down a lot of that turtle stance lifesteal.
Maybe pag 2v1. Andito na si MJ, andito rin si Hate. Maybe pag 2v1, kahit
man, Marky gets taken down easily here by Clips and Zensho.
That's unlucky. Once again, another pick-off taken by Archangel. Marky just gets caught out. Even though he burned his flash, he still goes down. And wala, ultimate lang nila kung yung nagamit doon ngayon. Tatry nilang bumawi dito.
You want to go for Trevor, but he is quite tanky. Rocks is running around the corner. Teleport coming in from Ivalis as well. They can't take down Trevor, but Hate is behind enemy lines, going for Rocks. Hero's entrance means that he survives long enough. However, he gets the kill indeed. Let's see how Ivalis faces off against Light here. That is not going to be an escape for him. Double kill goes to Ivalis.
Okay, 15 seconds pa until mag-respond si Marky dito. Triple Mountain Drake. Tignan mo yung damage nila dito sa tower na to.
It's just gonna go down quick.
Gone.
Yeah, it's just gone at that point. Zensho and Ivalice both wailing down. That is going to be an inhibitor. They could go for Nexus turrets here.
Yeah, they can get a lot here, but with both MJ and Marky up, it's still a 4v2.
Yeah, it's still
Marky
a
has to do a
4v2.
lot of work to defend. He's going
MJ
to get
gets taken
taunted.
down so much here, and Marky once again so easily taken down with such short range. Easy clap here come from Archangel. They are going to go for game here. So much damage on these turrets. Let's go straight for the Nexus. The confidence coming in for Archangel, and they take game 1 of this best of 5 series.
Napaka-weird tong game na yun, Atlas. Honestly,
Very strange.
it was a good game for Archangel, but it was still very much back and forth because during the earlier phases, Archangel, they had control. They were pressuring with the split push of the Fiora, and then a few pickoffs happened, and then IPT have Baron. Sila na yung nagkocontrol. And once again, yung face check ni Hate.
Yeah.
Doon sa top side jungle. And then, just right after nahuli sila in the mid lane, and Marky as well gets caught in the side lane. Just the back and forth, but in the end, Archangel pushing through in the end.
Yeah, you can't really afford to make those kinds of mistakes. Like IPT, they stole the ball from Archangel, and then they almost immediately dropped it there. So they have to adjust those mistakes coming on to the next games of this match. So yeah, definitely this is a best of 5 series, so they still have a lot of time to adjust, make sure that everyone's in the right mindset. They have to show respect to Archangel, because that was a lot of times where IPT just showed huge disrespect, just went in face check, not expecting a punish, and then immediately they pay for it.
Yeah, so that means Archangel are gonna take a 1-0 lead in this best of 5. Gaya na sinabi namin ni Atlas earlier, mahabang series itong mga best of 5 dito. So a lot of adaptation, a lot of changes could happen moving on to the future matches.
Of course, that's, as we said, this is just game 1. We'll be seeing more of this match between IPT and Archangel after a short break. We've been your Shoutcasters. I'm Atlas. With me was Chisto, and we'll be seeing you. He's going to go in, actually. Takes down Hate in a flash. MJ is next. Flashes away, but he has the lunge in a second from now. Double kill goes to Ivalice. IPT getting without too much pressure from Trevor, but it seems like they are going to go in. Shadow Hate once again gets taken down. It seems like Mark is going to try and DPS him down, but in the meantime, seems like Rock already got the Dragon. Gets taken down by Marky. Trevor going to go in with the rest of his team, helping him out. However, Mike is taken down. Marky is going to try and get a little bit more damage here, but Trevor flashes in with a Justice Punch. Marky flashes in turn. Ivalice going to try and get MJ down as they run away, but Marky goes a little bit too close to Ivalice here, setting up the rest of the fight for Zensho. We'll be able to help him out. Lots of damage from both of them here. Flashes the Justice Punch very well. He's able to take down Trevor, and Hate, he's just going to run down onto Rocks and take him down. Light not being able to take down Cooks with his Battle Star, but just being able to use his passive. So much damage. He's dead here. Just gets knocked off for good measure here, coming from Shadow. IP and Rocks is running around the corner. Teleport coming in from Ivalice as well. They can't take down Trevor, but Hate is behind enemy lines, going for Rocks. Hero's entrance means that he survives long enough. However, he gets the kill indeed. Let's see how Ivalice faces off against Light here. That is not going to be an escape for him. So much here, and Marky once again so easily taken down with such short range. Easy clap here come from Archangel. They are going to go for game here. So much damage on these turrets. Just go straight for the Nexus. The confidence coming in for Archangel, and they take game 1 of this best of 5 series.
Napaka-weird yung game na yun, Atlas. Honestly, it was a good game for Archangel.